There it is. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I get all my housekeeping done. All my housekeeping done. So it is Just So Trish, and it's Mama Chat today. So Mama Chat is every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Eastern time. And it's just a little meet up for us mamas in our world of, kind of not socializing. So anyways, I'm Trish at Just So Trish, and this is encouragement from the trenches of motherhood. And today we're going to talk about when your supermom cape is just not long enough. So if you didn't see it, there's a video I just posted. Actually, I posted it yesterday because I was so far behind. And it's called Mom Encouragement: How to Do It All When You Are Just Not Superman Enough. Should be super mom enough, but it's Superman enough. So anyways, hey Hannah, hey Momming with Amanda, hello Stephanie, hello Stacy. So we were almost, hold on, I gotta kick somebody out. No, buddy, you gotta go out. But I'm kicking somebody out. This is who I'm kicking out. Wait, there he is. There he is. He's like, yay. But he is like one huge white shag carpet. Oh, come on. I was hoping to keep the door open so that I could kind of have some of the air, some of the breeze come in. But he's like, no. And the reality is there is just, I don't know. There's just, okay, so the whole reason why I'm not going to even let him in is we actually got some laundry done today, but all the laundry is like laid out on the floor. So it's off the couch so much, but it's on the floor. And he just hair everywhere. And so I don't want all the hair on the clothes. So that's why he's kicked out, is why. But I got to laugh at that because I got a lot of comments are like, it's just so nice to see a real mom with laundry on the couch. And like the laundry constantly morphs, and I don't do laundry. So how did this magic happen? The kids finally run out of clothes, and so they get motivated to do the laundry. And I just ask, and they're like, okay, we'll do it. But I do come up with like methods. Like we do all the pants. We lay all the pants in a pile and all the shirts in a pile. Then we go through all the pants and sort them out. And then we go through all the shirts and get them put away. So Crystal's made it. Zayna the Great is here. He is pretty, isn't he? Ryan says, hey girl, cape not long enough all day, every day. Amen. Joyful Journey says, hey Trish and the dog and that pup. I know he's such a doll. I love him. Hi ladies, loved your video yesterday. I've unlisted my 9-year-old in moving over and starting laundry. Now I just fold it. Oh, enlisted. I'm like, you unlisted. How does that work? Chaos and Grace is in the house. Dawn says, hi, Trish and friends. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about Zeus. So Zeus is that dog. He is not our dog, but he lives with us. So we have all the animals and stuff. And so I don't know, for those that don't know, Zeus is a Great Pyrenees, and they're known for guarding and like attaching to animals, and then they like just guard them. So our neighbor has two, and I don't know, I think Zeus is registered the whole 9 yards, and he breeds them. But he doesn't breed them only like once every 2 years. He breeds them. He doesn't breed them very often. And he does it, I don't know. I don't really get the whole process. So anyways, Zeus won't stay home. Zeus has attached to our family, like he met the kids and instantly imprinted on the kids. And every time he'd take him home, Zeus comes back. He'd take him home, Zeus comes back. And it's like a 1.5 mile trek to our house, to his. And so after so long, he's like, I'm going to have to get rid of him. I won't be able to keep him because I'd have to keep him in a pen all the time. So we're like, well, why don't you just let you know, he's like, would you take him? And I'm like, I don't want to own him because I got enough to do, right? We're talking about our dog, my dog. And so he owns him. He pays the vet bill. He does all that stuff that he needs to do with him, and we feed him, and he hangs out with us all the time. So he's supposed to, and then like he comes and visits him like once a week. He like comes and like says hi, and then he's like, "You want to go home?" And the dog's like, "Nope, see you later." It was kind of funny. So Antonia made it. Stacy says, Trish, if you know anyone that would want teaching textbooks grade 3, let me know. I only have 4 CDs. Have the 4 CDs. I can give you my email if somebody wants them. They could just pay postage. Oh, that's so sweet. So that's Stacy. Stacy, at the end of the video, leave a comment on here so then other people can contact you directly. Joy Phil says, you have the sweet end of the doggy deal. I do, because we got a rescue. So we had somebody bring us a rescue. And sweet guy, absolute sweet guy. We've had him for 2 years. We have to keep him on a chain. And I hate it, but he kills every chicken. He never stays where he's supposed to be. You can't walk him. He's just so much energy. And honestly, well, what's nice is we've talked to the people since. So we've been watching our rescue for 2 years. No, a year and a half. And they finally moved. So these people rescued this dog from somewhere else. And the dog, you know, they didn't have any kids or anything like that. And so they actually have gone since, and they were able to, I don't know, get their backyard. They got a whatever. So they're getting a fence up and they're taking the dog back. And I love the dog, but the problem is like, we can't walk him. We can't have him off the chain. He's killing all my birds. And I'm just like, I hate this life I have for him. And he's just a lot of, you know, I don't know. So thankfully the people that, and I love him, but the people that absolutely love him and have the time to like handle him are taking him back. And I'm like, yay, I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for him. So that's good stuff. But, you know, some dogs, as much as they are like meant to run the wood, you know, have a big yard, aren't meant to have 10 acres with other animals. And we found that out the hard way. Chaos and Grace says, sorry, I had to get my daughter down for a nap. I am on the patrol. Yeah, that was a weird question, wasn't it? I was like, that's not going to go somewhere good. I'm getting better at that. So let's talk about the whole mama cape, no super mama cape. So I had a great time. I got to talk to a friend of mine, and she was talking about like, my cape just is not long enough. And I'm like, that's like insightful. That's really smart. My cape isn't long enough, you know, and it's an everyday juggling, you know, you only have capacity for so much. And, you know, you got to let something go. Otherwise it keeps piling up and you're not doing anything well. And I've been dealing with that. And I mean, I got some laundry done now, but you know, just trying to figure out how to balance it all. And it's so hard because we're sold this message that we can do it all and we need to do it all and we need to do everything and we need to like feed, you know, and I hate to go into food, but food becomes such a premise. I don't know about you guys. Is it like begin all end all when it comes to food? Because for us, it kind of is. I mean, and I'm kind of sold that like, oh, you're not feeding your kids this. And I mean, the trolls will shame you for your food selections. If they don't like what you're eating, you're going to be shamed. I'm probably going to get shamed anyways, but it doesn't matter. And, you know, I'm having a hard time. You know, I want to try to eat in a way that benefits my body, keeps my energy up, but then that takes a lot of work. And I mean, you see this book? This is one of the books. I just got this one. I have an old one. But like this crazy, insane book, I have to read this book, plus a lot of other ones. But, I'm working out problems. This is like the stuff I've been going through. I'm having a lot more sympathy towards my children, especially being in the small house. But in order for me to work on that stuff on the side, I've got to like check out on a lot of things I'm not used to checking out. And then the other aspect is I have to rest. And I feel like I haven't done anything. And that has just been super huge and hard. And I have to keep as many things simple as possible. I need my laundry mountain plowed through. Listen, the best way to plow through your laundry is just from a mom of 6. The best way to get the laundry folded, I think, is I literally separate the shirts, pants. So then there's less thought process. It's really easy to sort shirts, pants, all the light garments, and then just go through one task, one shirts. All the shirts get put away. And then when you separate them out, they all go to one drawer. That's been our fastest, and my kids have finally picked up on that. And it's not always perfect by any means, but, it's getting done. What drives me nuts is when, I think I'm getting ahead of the game and I'm getting stuff pulled together only to realize I bought the wrong stuff or I got something wrong or something like that. I don't know. What is your biggest struggle when it comes to, let me get it better. What's your biggest struggle when it comes to like stretching your supermom cape out? How is it, what is it that you need to do in order to get there? Because let me tell you, I almost was late today getting going because the 2-year-old, no, she's 3 now, locked herself in the bathroom. So we had to take the bathroom knob apart to get her out of the bathroom, only to realize like she like went swimming in the bathroom floor apparently. I don't know what she really did, but it was something like that. Chaos says, my 12-year-old does the laundry and I just hand it out to everyone of them to put away. Makes life easier. So true. Rachel says, dinner on time, real house cleaning. I have to be in the mood for that house cleaning. It's not something that I just jump in and do. I know that sounds awful. Somebody's going to shame me. And that's the hard part is like we get into getting shamed so easily. And people are so quick to shame us. And I can't tell you, I get really uptight about my house being just like a complete catastrophe. Somebody walks in, I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, what do I need to do? And then I'll go to their house and just in honesty, their house is just as much a mess as my house. And I'm going to tell you, my initial reaction isn't like, ooh. That's never my first reaction. I'm just like, thank you. I can feel comfortable here. And I have no guilt being in your house and it's a mess because my house is a mess. And girl, we're good. Let's just visit. And I don't even care about the house. You know what I mean? I don't even care. But then when somebody walks in here, I'm all like, and I have a hard time fighting like, oh, yeah, we shouldn't be living in a 700 square foot mobile home, but we do. Oh, sorry. We do. And, then I feel like I'm apologizing for that. And then I, feel like I can't keep it together. My husband, for some reason, thinks I have this magic formula that I'm supposed to keep it all together. And I'm just like, and then it's so just refreshing to have somebody come back and be like, I don't know how you do this. And I'm like, I don't know either. I just don't know. Ryan says, if I could just find an extra 2 hours where the baby sleeps and my big kids are occupied. I'm with you on that one. We have a small portable washer and my hang drying contraption. I just have my daughter was a week's worth of her own laundry. That's one of the ways I've been dealing with laundry is I've been cutting the laundry pile down by just having less. Having less kind of makes it easier. You can't wait as long to do the laundry, which means it can't get as big. I have this fantasy of getting up super early every day to get all my housework done, then just mom all day without stress. I'll let you know if I figure out how to make that work. I don't know how that works. Not sure. Oh, Crystal says she can't stay. Her hubby's off, and I looked over and he was braiding his beard. He's bored. I have to talk to him. I'll talk to you later. Oh, Joyful Journey says you saying that your relationship with your kids in your video is top priority spoke straight to my heart. Oh, thank you. Mama Crab says no more apologies. Did I get the heart right that time? Hardly ever. Oh, I got it. The Vix is in the house. What up, Trish? Yes. And that's it, because I'm going to tell you, like, having my brain in here trying to study and then worrying about the laundry and worrying about what's done, I'm really crabby. I'm like really crabby. And so, and then I'm just like, at the end of 6 months, can we catch up on school stuff, catch up on house stuff? But I can't catch up on being a mom. Hi, Trish. This is Crystal. My struggles with my supermom cape can be trying to be doing it and even taking the time for me and getting me taken care of. So sometimes it's just saying it's okay and stepping back. True. Just taking that step back and like, it's okay. Antonio says, my fault is always letting others ride my cape. That's just smack it right there with you, sister. I have a hard time saying no and becoming too obligated and overwhelmed. I had a video. I have not let it go out. It's a year, almost 2 years old. And it was just the fact that I have all this stuff on my plate and somebody's sitting on my plate. It was kind of the whole thing. I should make it go. Hello, Trish. I grew up in a mobile home. Was wonderful. New to your channel. Love the Mama Chat. Thank you. I love my mobile home. I just wish it was 4 times bigger. Crystal says, I had to try to get the kids in me time, and they are important and some other things are less important, right? Rachel says, it's pretty great. He has so much faith in your home skills. Or unreasonable expectation, tomato. I'm okay about clutter. I have my kids do their own laundry-ish. I always get caught up in the stuff that comes up. That's right. When the things come up, they get caught up. Tatiana says, hi, Trish. So glad I was able to catch you live. I need prayer spent all night in the hospital. Oh, no. I hope you feel better. And I got your message, but I haven't been able to get to it, what you sent me. So I don't want to make any announcements about it until you're fully going. Chaos and Grace says, I have a sign that says, please excuse this messy house. The kids are making memories. Truth. Gremlin Grove says, I had to find ways to simplify things so in some form it can get all done eventually. I got rid of dressers and we hang everything up, so no more folding laundry, stuff in a basket. Awesome. We don't have enough closet space here at all. It's kind of stinks. If someone says something about my house, I'm not being clean. I just shrug my shoulders at them and say, oh, well, I'm homeschooling my kids and running an in-home preschool. If they don't like it, they can stay away. I think the one guilty thing that has happened because of dealing with clutter is I stopped being so open to invite people over. Yeah, that's not good. I wish I would have done that, but I have done that. And, at this point, I've got that huge white dog and he sleeps at the door at the front of the house, right here at the door. He just sleeps there all the time. And anymore, I'm just going to be like, did you not notice? If you have to step over the dog because the dog was in your way, maybe you shouldn't have come over, And then we love him, but I have dog hair everywhere now. I'm like, and even though we try to keep him from coming in the house, he's parts of him still come in the house in little stringy little methods. So now we have to clean more. I was watching, I don't know what I was watching. Isn't that horrible? That's the one scary part. When I'm having my down days and you start watching YouTube or Facebook and you just keep going and watching and watching and watching is I have run into watching stuff and then not realizing what I watched or where I watched it or whatever. I don't know. Am I the only one? Really? But it was talking about clutter, and somebody came into these houses, I think it was in Great Britain, and counted all the items in the house and counted what they have. And the big thing that stood out to me was the wife who felt responsible for the clutter was extremely stressed out. The husband who did not claim the clutter, who made the clutter, who didn't feel responsible for the clutter, could care less. And as women, we kind of just were like stressed out about it. It's like, and really it came up to like, were we keeping up with expectations that society has on us? Not to go and be like, I don't care kind of deal. I mean, don't swim the other way. But at the same time, it's like, find what you're good with that makes you happy and comfortable. There's some people, the idea that there's stuff out, that there's this, they can't handle it. They can't function. Then there's others that if the whole place was clean, we're like, well, what do we do with ourselves? And I run into that. If there's not a little clutter out, my brain just freezes up. Weight Watch Your Mama says, sadly, I feel like my kids are just making memories of me screaming about the mess. Sometimes. Momming with Amanda, we moved an hour away from everyone we know so people can't drop by. Laugh out loud, can't see my mess. So it runs into, is that what you want, though? You know, is that the balance you want to live? Because, all right, so here's what's shaking in the whole craziness of us. We got our crazy renter / buyer out. So last summer, we put the house back on the market, and we got somebody who wanted to live in our house and rent it until they sold their house and then they could move in. Long story short, she sold her house and couldn't afford to live in our house, and then expected us to drop like $25,000 for our house for her. Not so good. And she had to leave, and we had to like be like, you have to leave now. She left. She the house had just gotten painted a year or two ago. She painted the outside of the back of the house, just a part of it. She took the toilets, just weird stuff. So we had to spend a good part fixing it. And so that's what we did last month. So I told my husband, I said, okay, you've had this experience that you're going to sell it yourself. Let's go ahead and get a realtor. So we got a realtor. We put it on the market. That day we got 2 offers. And so we waited a day and we took one of the offers. And we are all set up for closing. Right? 4 years in the making. We're finally here. This is good stuff. Well, my husband begins getting very antsy. And he's like, we've talked about a mobile home. I've actually looked at mobile homes, about getting a mobile home. Then when it's coming down to like, oh, we get to really make this decision now, let's build a house. And I'm like, what do you want to build? He's an engineer. He doesn't live there all day long like I do. And I'm looking at the house and I'm like, I don't think this is what I want. I don't know what you want, but he's just like, let's get something done. Here we go. Well, he's been busy with that. And then he came to the point of last time, he's like, well, maybe we should look at buying a house instead of building it, because building it is really expensive. So we started looking. He's getting me crazy. He's getting all hyper and excited, and he's like getting stressed out, getting with all this. This morning, I get a phone call. The company, so we had the people wanting to buy the house was actually an investment company. They never finished the contract. They haven't sent escrow. The contract's no longer valid. And when given the push, like, you need to do your part, they're like, we're done. We're not participating. So the house is no longer under contract. We're not closing in 24 days. So, why did I tell you that? So we've been looking at places when the time comes. So we're kind of looking at property, our houses and stuff that's already built. And I'm just like, I'm social. So number one, I'm really social. And I'm just like, it's taken a long time to get us where we're at here. I don't want to move. I do not want to move. And I don't want to move away from people. I know I sound so crazy. Don says, my husband, let's see. My husband got a cute sign that says, my house was clean last week. Sorry you missed it. Laugh out loud. I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this gift. Now I embrace it and say, you are forewarned. Isn't that true? I need that sign. Yeah, it is a pain, right? And I won't lie, when she called to tell me that, I was like, oh, I'm relieved. I'm really relieved because in many ways, the stress of how quickly he wanted to start making decisions was stressing me out. I have something to study for. I can't handle that right now. So it was disappointing. Real estate is so stressful. And I like what Alicia says, I'm just so tired of the clutter. Here's the biggest thing I've learned here. I don't need as much stuff as I thought I did. I say that and I still have a whole house that got flooded, that got some stuff fixed, that has stuff piled in it. No doubt it's there. But I don't want to fill it with more stuff. I want to take care of what I have and get it in one place and then start decluttering that. But honestly, I'm at the point where I do want to live with less, and I do want to be, in that possibility. Dream Achiever Pete says, I need to relocate for better budgeting, but I have mom guilt because my son will be losing his friends. Yeah, there's always new friends to make. Two people making a decision can get complicated. Especially when those two people are so absolutely stubborn. Absolutely stubborn. They are so hard. Just I'm putting it out there. We are so stubborn. I want to move just to start over, minimalist. That's what I always wanted, and I got a flood. And then we've been moving. Can you build something on the small side on your current property? We're buying a pole barn house on our land. It's way less expensive. Well, everything we've looked at, just to start talking numbers here, he's coming up with a full plan. We've already decided we cannot handle building it ourselves. We might divorce. It would be bad. It would not go well. So somebody else has to build the house for us. And we want around 3,000 square feet, which is so big, but we have so many kids. And we know we can get away with just 2,000, but I don't know. I just had an epiphany. Sorry. Did you notice that long look of the gaze off? That's what a Just So Trish epiphany looks like. My epiphany is, I don't want to get caught up in just all this houseness. I want something easy. That's why I was like, get me a double wide, build me a back porch, keep it cheap, put me a pool, and let me just get busy living life. Because otherwise we're going to get caught up trying to be a Joneses. You know what I mean? I don't want that. Yeah, that was my epiphany I had. I'm like, he's taking off into an area I didn't want to go. And, bigger, better, let's build it. I don't know. I like being far away because we are close enough to participate, but far enough away to eliminate the drop-ins. We both have interesting families, so the distance is a blessing. We did that. We moved about an hour. It took about a year and a half, 2 years, and then they just stopped inviting us to anything, which in the whole scheme of things ended up being a big blessing. There's a lot of, we weren't even participating in it, but there was a lot of look at my kid, they're so much better. Look at mine, so much better. And, when you come from being the only kid in your parents' marriage, it's just kind of how it is. Yep, our goals is less house, more outside time, keeping it super simple and efficient. Yeah, I'm going to drag him up to a mobile home place and go buy me a big double wide and just be done with it. He won't like that, but I don't care. No, that's not very nice. But I'm just at the point of conventionally it's go get a house. And listen, I've got my little testimony on mobile homes when I talked about that, when I was like, Dave Ramsey's wrong. Haters gonna hate. They hate that video. Oh my goodness, I hate that video. But it kind of runs into like, how much money am I going to have tied up? And is that what we need to do right now? And to be honest, I don't kind of want that. And it gets back into, I am so overwhelmed as a mom, as a wife. I'm 40 years old. I did not expect it to be this crazy and chaotic that I feel like sometimes I'm so busy being busy that there's things I want to enjoy that just are not happening. And I don't want that to be. So anyways, not to go into the whole house situation. Hey, but listen, I didn't tell y'all about this in the beginning because it was too raw, to say the least. I actually rented our house out the first 2 years to somebody who I knew since 8th grade. We had to clean smashed tomatoes all over the house when we got it back. It was awful. I was cleaning tomatoes, dried up tomatoes. It was so awful. I struggle with keeping too much stuff like clothes for the next kid because I feel like it is the way I can help provide since I stay at home, but it's now overwhelming. Yes, me and my husband go round and round on that. We are always blessed with bags and bags of clothes. And I have a girlfriend with 8 kids. She has more. And she was like, I'm like, what do you do with all the clothes? She's like, if they don't like it, I get rid of it. I'm like, you don't try to save it for the next kid? And I'm like, why wouldn't you save it for the next kid? She goes, it shows up in so much abundance, I don't need to. And if you get to that point that you're willing to take clothes, be blessed with hand-me-downs, there's people that feel so much better giving them to you than taking them to the thrift store. And if you don't care, it is so many clothing. And I hardly ever buy clothes. Hardly ever for the kids. There's so much that comes through, and we have too much now that we still have to go through. It's crazy. I could open up a thrift store with the amount of clothes that I get given for my kids. Creative Minds made it. Michelle says hi. Crystal says yes. Same here. Sometimes something too busy is not good. Being too busy is not good. Carol says, ooh. Chaos says, yuck, tomatoes. And who steals toilet seats? She didn't just steal toilet seats. She stole the toilets. The whole toilets. She took the toilet. So this is what she did. Let's give the whole story here. She was buying our house, but she was renting it first. But like she forgot she hadn't bought it yet. So she started painting things, putting things up that she shouldn't have been putting up, changing things that are structural, doors. Anyways, one of the first things she did was toilets. So next thing we know, we get a phone call after she's been there a month. And she's like, hey, I need to put my toilets in. I took your toilets out. They're at the side of the road if you want them. She threw them out. She put her new toilets in and threw our toilets out. So my husband was like, whoa, wait, what a minute. And so he went and just was like, let me go grab the toilets. So he went and grabbed the toilets and put them out in his barrage of stuff. And when she left, she took her brand new toilets. But here's the thing. If we wouldn't have gotten the toilets, we would have had to go buy toilets. Yeah. I'm at the point like I could not handle renting. I probably would do really well renting our house out instead of selling it. But I'm not about renting it because I get crazy people in there that decide they need to paint. I don't get it. I never did that as a renter. Amanda says, yes, there's no reason to hoard clothes. Keep what you love. The rest can be replaced. Your sanity is so much better without keeping so much. Right. How do you forget that you don't actually buy a house shed? I consider it putting the cart before the horse. Like I never understood that growing up, putting the cart before the horse. But it's like, I'm so busy getting about where I'm going. I didn't actually remember to put the gas in the car. Only to realize you don't have money for gas. She didn't even have a horse to put a cart in front of. That's wrong. Yes, yes. What in the world? Totally crazy. I'm too scared to rent out. I'm at the point that if I'm gonna rent a house out, I'm using a company and they can have their 10% or their first month's rent. I don't care. It's just I can't handle it. Can't handle it. And then they can be the bad guy because I'm just a big armored marshmallow that I was called. I was called that this week. I'm an armored marshmallow. Hard on the outside, soft on the inside. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Angela says, hi, Trish. I finally made it to one of your live chats. Yay. Thanks for coming to the chitty chitty chat. Ala says, I paint in a rental mostly because it's so nice and clean after the last renters, but always ask before I paint. Yeah, she wasn't even a good painter. She like just threw paint up. She wasn't making anything better. It was like, I want to see white and not green, so I'm just gonna throw white all over. And she wasn't even paying full rent. She was paying partial rent, because she's gonna buy it. So we weren't trying to make rent money off of her, but even still. Same happened to me with all the kitchen appliance gone when they moved out. We were across country and had to repurchase before putting the house on the market. Oh, that stinks. That really stinks. I don't know. And it just kind of comes into, and I have a hard time like balancing, like, where am I good with what I'm good with today and what I'm not good with tomorrow? And it's hard. We're in a little space and keeping it up. And it just runs into like, I don't have to. And I'm going to start muddling and not making any sense. But it's hard too because I don't want to cook. I don't want to think. I'm trying to go keto. I've talked to people about intermittent fasting. And I don't know, and that should be just so easy. And to be honest, I just want to eat a corn dog. And so I'm just like, well, while I'm focusing on my studies, look, there's that one book. Why not just eat a corn dog? And then I'm like, by the time I'm done, my brain's not going to be functioning that well. Will it? Because I've been feeding it garbage. And yet, it's like I just, walking through the tunnel. Amanda says, at least you didn't rent it to a hoarder like my mom-in-law did. It was bad. This beautiful house, he was a hoarder. You couldn't get on the porch. Like, it was like a small, narrow path on the porch. And it was something else. Oh, you guys, I have to go. I have the county here. So I'm going to have to say goodbye. Sorry. Let's see. Maybe they're leaving. Maybe they're not staying. I got to pay attention. We had a driveway issue. And I don't know. Nope, they're saying I have to go.